In a shul in Yerushalayim, two families are celebrating the engagement of their children. The guests are arriving, happy to be joining the celebration. As is the custom, the groom must give a Dvar Torah, say a few words. The groom, who we will call Moshe, gets up while his friend starts applauding him and singing. Moshe smiles and signals for his friends to stop so he can finally express himself. He is moved. We understand him. He looks at the sheets where he wrote down his comment, he closes his eyes, and begins his speech. If I am the person standing before you today, says Moshe, I owe it to my first grade teacher. If his reaction had been different, I too would have been different, and very far from the young man you have before you. In the eyes of the guests, one could read a certain astonishment. Indeed, Moshe was known as a brilliant student, diligent in study, very respectful. What does this mean? You would like an explanation, continues Moshe. So I'm going to tell you the whole story. When I was in first grade, I had a very wealthy friend. One day he arrived with a beautiful watch. He was happy to show the whole class the splendid gift he had received from his uncle from Spain. And I, on my side, I began to envy him. My family did not have the same resources as my friend, and I knew that even in my wildest dreams, I would never receive such a gift. That's when I got an idea. Indeed, I thought my friend's watch would be better on my wrist than his own. And when the bell sounded at the end of the class and the start of recess, my friend had the ingenious idea of leaving his watch on the desk. Of course, when he came back, the watch was no longer there. And now it was time for incomprehension. Who had the audacity to steal an object that did not belong to him? We knew all the students in the school. They all came from honorable families. How could such a theft happen in this class? Our teacher arrived and we informed him of the news. His face expressed disappointment. He asked us to stand next to our own desk. As for him, he walks to his own desk. He looks at us with love and severity at the same time. I have just been informed, he said, that one of you has stolen a watch. I can hardly believe it, as I trust each one of you so much. But I have to resolve this story quickly. So I have a question to ask, and it's very simple. Who stole the watch? A deep silence ensues. No one dares answer the question. I see, said the teacher. You're not giving me a choice, so I'm going to inspect all of your pockets. I, continued Moshe, I felt my last hour arrive because it was me who had taken this watch. The teacher begins his search. He is now very close to me. My heart beats very fast. What will happen to me? Will I be expelled from school? Will my parents will be disappointed by my attitude that does not reflect the education that they have given me? The hand of my teacher dives into my pocket of my pants, and of course he feels the object so desired. I close my eyes, the tears start to dawn because I'm waiting for the sentence. But this one does not come. The teacher takes the watch from my pants and slips it snugly into the pocket of his jacket. And without saying anything, continues his search. Once the search is over, he goes back to his desk with a radiant smile on his face. I am happy to announce that the thief is not in our class, and I am relieved. This proves that the class you take here in this school are productive. You are excellent students. I am proud of you. Proud to know that you respect each other. Proud to know that you are far from envying what your friend has, but that you are happy for him. Proud to see that you understand that stealing will not make you richer. I am proud, finally, to be your teacher. All the words that had just been spoken were in fact intended for me, continued Moshe, our chassan. But nobody knew it, and that's the greatness of my teacher. This honorable attitude literally transformed me. It was no longer a question of disappointing him. That's why I became the young man standing in front of you today. The lesson to be learned from this story is when a teacher has to put a student back on track, he must not forget that he is speaking to the being in the making, and that his reaction will have an effect on the future of this student. Shabbat Shalom.